What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today is Friday, April 19th, 2024, and today we're going to be taking a road trip up to Erie, Pennsylvania. Basically, going to be picking up a midlife crisis / 45th early birthday present for myself. This is going to be quite a huge purchase. I can't believe I'm doing this, but we're going to go ahead and document this whole road trip experience. So I've got a one-way car rental at Enterprise Rent-A-Car reserved and a room for rent for Airbnb up in Erie, Pennsylvania. And I'm going to go ahead and take you guys along for the ride. So we're going to be taking a road trip today and picking this thing up tomorrow. And I can't wait to show you guys what's in store for this channel. Going to be giving you guys plenty of updates on this vehicle. So without further ado, let's go ahead, head to Enterprise Rent-A-Car and get that one-way car rental picked up. Alright guys, just going to give you a little backdrop of this car purchase. Obviously you saw the title of this video, Civic Type-R FL5 2024. The original plan was to buy a 2024 Honda Civic Sport hatchback with a 6-speed transmission. I test drove one of those cars a few weeks ago because I'm kind of looking for a new daily driver. I think those things are priced around $27,900 if I can recall. Went to CarMax, took it for a test drive. I really liked the way that thing drove, so I had my heart set on a Rally Red Civic Sport hatchback. Now, as the weeks went by, as I did some research on those things and basically just monitored the inventory system on those Civic hatchbacks, I was actually noticing that these Civic Type-Rs, I was starting to see some threads posted up on Reddit and I think the Facebook groups for the Civic groups, where some Civic FL5 Type-Rs were selling at MSRP, so I kind of piqued my interest right there. I had no intention originally of buying a Civic Type-R because it was a high-performance car. I wanted to get something with some better gas mileage. But anyways, I think the Civic Type-R, it gets 22 and 28, I think is the mileage, and it takes premium gas. But I have seen reports where it got 30 miles a gallon, maybe 32 miles a gallon, but I'm not buying this thing for an economy car. I'm buying this thing for a 45th birthday present / midlife crisis car. I actually told that to the salesman. So that's what is going on. So I decided to buy a Civic Type-R, and my motto is, you only live once. So we're on this earth once, you might as well have fun. I mean, yes, the Civic hatchback would have done the job just great, you know, getting me from point A to point B, but the Civic Type-R is a whole different beast. You know, it's got a turbo 4-cylinder engine. I think it's rated at 315 horsepower if I can recall. And the Civic Sport Hatchback 2.0, that's rated at 158 horsepower. So it's a substantial power gain right there. And there's obviously a substantial price difference. Now, I've been saving a lot of money each month. I've been allocating that from my paychecks, you know, into a separate car savings fund, and that's basically how I built up a down payment for this vehicle. So that's basically how I'm funding this project right here. But I think this is going to be an awesome car, nice experience. Now, I've never seen an FL5 Type-R in the flesh. I mean, I think I've seen one drive past me on the highway, but I've never actually walked around one at a dealership, and I've actually never sat in one. So I've been reading the reviews about the sporty red seats being very comfortable and supportive at the same time. So I believe everyone's response on that. So I have no issue or concerns about being an uncomfortable car. Now, regarding the suspension stiffness, some people have complained that the Civic Type-R rides too rough. Other people don't have any issues with it, but there is one resolution you can do. You can go ahead and purchase the Integra Type S damper control module, and I believe it's located behind the driver's side rear seat. Basically remove a panel, 2 10mm bolts and a wiring harness, and just plug in the new one, and it will basically have the improved suspension feel, or a more softer ride per se. So we might be looking at that later down the road, but we'll make a judgment call of how that car rides. So I guess that's my only concern about this Civic Type-R, since I've never driven one. I mean, this is pretty crazy, I must say, buying a car you've never driven, but you know, it is what it is. You know, like I said, you only live once, and I think this is a great opportunity. Now, the salesman that I'm purchasing this from up in Erie, Pennsylvania, he's cut me a really good deal on the Civic Type-R. We'll get into some more details later, but let's go ahead and focus back on the road, and we'll give you some more updates. And this right here is my Airbnb rental. Not too shabby for a one-night stay. Got some nice artwork on the walls, curtain over the windows, dresser, microwave, TV, miniature refrigerator, table and chairs, and a lamp, and hardwood floors. This will do for one night. All right, here's the Airbnb I stayed at last night. Pretty nice day. Alrighty, finally arrived at Bianchi Honda, and we got 3 Type-Rs. This is the clean version, so I don't think this is mine. Let me go ahead and check the VIN. Yeah, that's the wrong VIN number, so this is not mine. But here we go. Boost Blue Pearl, all cleaned up. Mine's a dirty one because I asked him not to clean it up. Let's go ahead and take a look at ours. And we got Sonic Gray Pearl. That was my second color choice, by the way. And I think this must be it. Here we go. 2024 Honda Civic Boost Blue Pearl Type-R FL5. I asked him not to touch anything, so we got all the plastic still in place, and we still got the protective cover on the paint. This is like a brushed on hood protector right here for transport. Same thing on the top of the roof. Asked him not to take it off. Car's a little bit dirty right now, but that's okay, we'll clean it up ourselves. And we got the plastic still on the seats, which is a good thing. And we got a quick view of the window stickers. Still got the plastic on the doors, door protector. I guess it's for fingernail protector, and then getting in and out of the car. But here we go. Rear view of the FL5 Type-R. I can't believe this is happening. Man, this thing looks wicked in person right here. Never seen this thing up close in person. I've only seen these cars pass me on the highway. So it's my first time walking around this car. Man, I'm impressed. I'm pretty happy with this car so far. Haven't even driven the thing. But man, this color just pops. Really glad I went with Boost Blue Pearl as opposed to Rally Red. Now, this was my third color choice, by the way. I was thinking Rally Red was my top one, but I actually had to grow in this color right here because it was like too bright for me at first. And we just got a side view on the passenger side right there. We'll go ahead and do a more in-depth review, but I'm gonna go ahead and do an inspection on this, make sure there's no damages from transport, all the gaps are lined up, and there's no big scratches or anything like that. So let me just go do a quick visual tour on this car.
Congratulations, make it official.
Look at the camera. There we go.
All right, man. If you want to head back.
All right, guys. If you're looking for a great deal on a Honda Civic Type-R, come see Josh Elliott at Bianchi Honda.
Absolutely. Come on down. Erie, Pennsylvania.
You heard it firsthand from the best salesman ever. So go ahead and get yourself a great deal on a Honda Civic Type-R and go see Josh Elliott.
Awesome. Thank you.
It's time to say goodbye, Chevy Equinox. Thank you for getting me up here to Erie, Pennsylvania. You got about 32 miles a gallon, so I can't complain. So thank you for your service. Now it's time to go ahead and drive the Civic Type-R home now. All right, almost a full roll of tape, using a 2-inch wide. Got the front end protected pretty well, I'd say. So I think we're ready for our 400-mile trip back to Virginia. This paint is now well protected. Okay, let's go ahead and start this car for the first time. Get this thing on the road. The first startup. Wow. Okay, there it is, folks. We have 8 miles in this car. 389 miles till empty. Average fuel is 6.7 miles per gallon. Okay, let's go ahead and start our entourage over to Virginia. Guys, got the first 100 miles rolled over on the odometer on the 2024 Civic Type-R. Initial impressions, this car is really nice. The seats, that was my main concern. The seats are very comfortable. They are supportive at the same time, so I fit in the seat almost like a glove, so there's no complaints whatsoever in that regard. The suspension's a little firm, but it probably has a lot to do with the 19-inch wheels and tires. You know, with the low-profile tires on those big wheels. Anyways, it's a manageable ride. It's not like, you know, shocking your teeth out and whatnot, but, you know, it's a nice ride. I can tell this thing, like, you know, would kick butt on the track. And then in terms of the dealership, I was there for about 2.5 hours there this morning. About 2 hours signing papers between the salesman and the finance manager. You know, had to go take care of our other customers at the same time. It was a very busy time at the dealership on a Saturday morning, even though they're undergoing renovations. Supposedly that dealership is supposed to have a world-class, brand new Honda facility when all is said and done, but they're operating out of a temporary trailer right now. But they got me taken care of. I spent another hour taping up the front bumper and the fenders just to make sure that we're protecting this car on the way home, because I want to go ahead and put some paint protection film once I get this car home by next week, just so we can eliminate any rock chips on the front end, and then hopefully we can ceramic coat the paint as well. But the car is untouched. They didn't do any prep on it like I asked them to, which, you know, I'm very appreciative of that. So still got the plastic on the seats, still got the plastic on the top and the hood of the car as well. So we're gonna go ahead and thoroughly clean this car when I get this thing home, peel off the tape, get off the protective covering off the roof and the hood, and get this car officially ready for the road. So far I'm enjoying this car. I'm gonna say 9.5 out of 10 right now. I can't give it 10 out of 10. I still need to learn this car and, you know, see how it functions, see what capabilities it's got, but, you know, I think this is a good purchase so far. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, let me go ahead and focus back on the road, and we'll keep you posted. Alright guys, apologize that camera's bouncing up and down. I got an inexpensive windshield mount for this phone for this trip, so apologies in advance. Anyhow, we got about 2 more hours to go on this road trip. It's been a very long day for me. I didn't leave the dealer until about 2 or 3 o'clock. I can't recall exactly, but anyhow, just 2 more hours to go. The car is doing really well. I'm getting 29.4 miles per gallon. That's what the car has averaged out so far in its lifespan. And the car now has 333 miles. So it's still driving really good on the highway. I'm still enjoying this car. The seats are still comfortable. Suspension's all right. You know, it is a little firm, but it is what it is, you know, for a sports car or sports hatchback. So I'm gonna go ahead and refocus on the road, test out the headlights, and we'll check back in the morning of how the trip went. Alrighty guys, next day here, home safe and sound with the 2024 Honda Civic Type-R. I just can't believe I bought this car. I mean, this is an amazing car. I learned about it on the way home, and I just, you know, it's surreal right now. So I'm glad I went with the Civic Type-R as opposed to the Sport hatchback. So let me go ahead and ask you guys, did I do the right move buying the Civic Type-R, or should I save some money and went with the slower version, the Civic Sport hatchback? So let me know in the comments below. Anyways, yesterday's trip home was uneventful except for the last hour. For whatever reason, the police closed down a 2-lane highway, and fortunately, I was able to maneuver myself and do a U-turn. So Waze redirected me. I actually cut through some farm areas, and it basically directed me around the whole area. So I don't know what was going on, but sadly, some other people got caught in that, so hopefully it wasn't too long for them. But anyways, on the ride home, I was able to learn a little bit more about this car, and so far I'm impressed. So I think I made the right move going with the Type-R as opposed to the Honda Civic Sport. All right, for those of you curious what it actually costs to go pick up a car out of state, I went ahead and crunched some numbers. So let's go ahead and go down the list. So the rental Chevy Equinox was $150.34. The rental fuel was $63.71. The food was $49.71. The Airbnb was $65.26. And the Civic Type-R fuel was $74.79, which gives me a total of $403.81. Not too bad to save a lot of money, buying this car for the deal that I got. Now, if you're in the market for a Civic Type-R and your markup's around $500, it might be a washout. Just, go ahead and pay it because you're going to be paying that regardless, traveling out of state, depending on how far you have to go. So anyways, I've got no regrets whatsoever traveling out of state to go get this Civic Type-R. This is the color that I wanted and the model that I wanted, and the salesman gave me a fantastic deal. So if you guys are on the fence about traveling out of state, just go ahead and do it. It's a cool adventure, and, have some stories to tell your friends and family. So anyways, the next step is to go ahead and do the dealer prep for this car and get this thing all cleaned up. And I'll definitely keep you guys posted on living with the 2024 Honda Civic Type-R. Alrighty guys, got the 2024 Honda Civic Type-R in Boost Blue Pearl successfully and safely home from Erie, Pennsylvania yesterday. I want to go ahead and thank Josh Elliott at Bianchi Honda for the spectacular deal he gave me on this Type-R. And if you guys are in the market for a Civic Type-R FL5, I'm sure he can do the same for you guys. So Josh Elliott at Bianchi Honda. Anyways, the road trip home yesterday was pretty incredible from Erie, Pennsylvania. Got to hit some highways throughout the mountains, so I was able to learn about the suspension on the car and how the thing handles and whatnot, but basically I was taking this car easy, trying to get this thing broken in properly. Anyhow, we got a lot more updates coming for the 2024 Honda Civic Type-R, and I hope you guys can stay tuned. Anyways, if you guys like these Civic Type-R updates, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and have a fantastic day.